Welcome. You are watching National Headlines and this is Chandni Krishnan bringing you the top news of the week. Indian entrepreneur Sanjeev Mehta procures the company name East India Company. What is in a name, you might very well ask? Call it irony, call it closure, or even sweet revenge. Mehta himself calls it a feeling of the empire striking back. He also said, a company which once owned India is now owned by an Indian, and added that the historic East India Company built itself on aggression, but today's East India Company is about compassion. A highly creditable sentiment indeed, as the world needs compassion now more than ever before. Mehta has created a luxury consumer brand with a focus on specialized teas, coffee, and food out of the ashes of India's colonial nemesis, and we wish him all the best. India in the UK, the Diaspora Effect, a report that highlights the astounding contribution of the Indian diaspora to the UK economy. The said report reveals that the Indian origin business owners of 654 companies employ over 174,000 people, pay over £1 billion in corporation tax, and invest around £2 billion through capital expenditure. They have a combined revenue of £36.84 billion. Even more admirable is the fact that many of these businessmen like Ghulam Noon and Swaraj Paul arrived in the country with small capital and went on to build huge empires. Indian High Commissioner Ruchi Ghanshyam, who launched the report, said that the diaspora adds to the rich tapestry of British culture, and also mentioned their valuable contributions to other areas like arts, academia, literature, science, and sports. MediaTV channels send a message to the audience. Farmers' protests are not as important as Bollywood news. The Indian economy has always been called an agrarian economy, and farmers have been eulogized with names like Annadata and the real heroes of India. But when push comes to shove, their opinions don't count, and their protests fall by the wayside. On the other hand, money, glamour, power, and politics talk loud, and Indian TV channels demonstrated this when they ignored the farmer protests happening across the country. Instead, they chose to cover 3 actresses being questioned in the Bollywood drugs case and External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's new book, The India Way. NDTV was a welcome exception to this, as they covered issues in depth in The Big Fight. In these days of TRP-based programming, you and I, the viewers, have a lot of say in what gets aired. So use your attention wisely. It might just help the men and women who feed you.
Welcome to Bengal, the sweetest part of India.
Women block railway lines in Amritsar to support farmers' protests. The Amritsar-Delhi railway line saw a sea of women parked on the rails in solidarity with farmers who are agitating against the centre's new agriculture bills. Kisan Mazdoor Sangharsh Committee General Secretary appreciated their presence, calling it a boost to the morale of the farmers. And the Shiromani Gurdwara Parbandhak Committee directed the Gurdwara managements to provide non-stop langar to the agitating farmers. Actor Manoj Bajpayee sings the rap song Bombay Mein Kaaba. Bajpayee's hit Bhojpuri rap talks about the plight of the migrant worker who is forced to leave home for jobs, ends up alone, hungry, miserable, and sidelined in the merciless pace of the metropolis. Bajpayee said that it's unfortunate how migrant issues have been sidelined by news channels, and the stark images of their long treks home are fading from people's memories. Bajpayee expressed pride in his village and said he is a proud Bihari, village person, and a farmer's son. And the song, which is in his mother tongue Bhojpuri, expressed his love and nostalgia for his birthplace.
The most fascinating water world on Earth, the Great Backwaters, Kerala.
PM CARES Fund receives 205 crores from the salaries of employees from PSUs. Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situations Fund asks all Indians for voluntary donations, but denies them the details of such contributions. RTR records accessed by the Indian Express from the banks and other institutions show that several PSU banks, financial institutions, insurers, and the RBI have donated rupees 204.75 crores from their staff salaries to the fund. The government also reportedly asked employees who did not want to contribute to give this in writing. Some organizations, like the LIC, have also contributed from corporate social responsibility funds. Demands have been strong for the funds to be brought under the ambit of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, as well as the Right to Information Act. But this has been declined by the Modi government. When the government machinery and authority is brought to bear for the Herculean task of building a fund, and at the same time the government takes loans from international banks, the question on everyone's minds is what or who exactly is the PM CARES Fund for? That is all in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to share your comments, stay safe, and see you again next week.